Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm Victoryforu and welcome back to my channel. Happy Mother's Day to all of the amazing, beautiful, fantastic, phenomenal, praying, loving, always there mothers. We love you. Thank you so much for all that you do, everything that you've done for us. To everyone who, especially over the last year, who has lost a mother or is a mother and has lost a child, my thoughts and prayers and everything is with you. Like, it's been a crazy one, and I hope with, you know, in the UK with a slight easing of restrictions, I hope that you are able to see your mother. Like, it'd be so lovely if you're able to. If you're not, amazing if you can like call them or something. But you know, my mama, I mean, I'm insanely biased in saying this, but she's the best mama in the world. Best mama in the world. And that's on period. And my grandmothers, yes, best grandmothers in the world. Facts on facts. But obviously today is Mother's Day, but it's also like, it's been a week. It's been a crazy, mad old week. And the reason for making this video actually isn't just to celebrate Mother's Day, it's actually to talk about something really serious. Men, we really need to do better. Let's just get real about all of things that happened this week. It's been really crazy, really crazy. And I'm just gonna put a trigger warning now. The rest of this video, different themes of racism, misogyny, sexism, murder, kidnapping, all of these kinds of things will be discussed throughout this video. So if that is triggering to you, please click off this video. There are potentially other things that may crop up that may be triggering as well. But yes, there are loads of other videos on my channel that can help you, or you know, that you'll find more entertaining. But before you click off this video, all I want to say to all of the ladies watching this video is so much love, so much support, and sincerest apologies for us as men not collectively stepping up before now. And to all the men watching who are about to click off because they may find some things triggering, it's time to step up. It's time to use our voices exactly how we should have been using them to stand up for women, all women. I also have an article coming out on the 22nd of this month, 22nd of March, talking about why men need to stand up for women's rights. So when that does come out, I would highly recommend you give that a read. It's probably one of the most important articles I think I've ever written. So yeah, please do go and check that out. That's on Collective Conversations, an amazing space started by an amazing woman, Faustine. Super proud of you. And basically most of the people that I get to work with in Collective Conversations, most of them are women, and they are absolutely phenomenal women doing so many amazing things, standing up for so many great causes, and I wholeheartedly stand with every single one of them. But anyway, let's go on into this video. Women are mistreated every single day. So, you know, just from, you know, walking down the street and being catcalled, or the looks that they get, the stares, the groping in clubs, in public places, to sexual assault, to, you know, unfortunately, what happened with Sarah, rest in peace, like murder and kidnapping and murder. It breaks my heart, and it breaks so many people's hearts that this has happened again. This isn't like an isolated event. This isn't something that has just happened once. This has happened multiple times to all women, black women, trans women, you know, Muslim women, all women that you can think of. It's happened to all of them, and it should not be happening. In this week alone, bodily autonomy within Switzerland was taken away for some women. The niqab, which is an all-covering dress for some Muslim women, was banned in public places. Now, that is extremely unfair and so discriminatory when you consider that about 30 30-ish people within the whole of Switzerland that applies to. And I've always thought to myself, like, why are men it's always men who seem to be making decisions for women's bodies or women's rights based on things that they don't completely understand? Like, why are there not women in these rooms? And on top of that, why are there not women in these rooms to whom this directly affects, i.e. Muslim women? Or if we're talking about, you know, hair protocols or what hairstyles that black women can wear, why are there not black women in the room helping to make those decisions or being part of the conversations, or better yet, leading it? Because it has everything to do with them, because it's their hair. I believe that Switzerland is the 3rd country in Europe that has banned niqab in public, which just is not okay. And I know to some people who may be like, well, why is this an issue? This is an issue because different policies and things like that continue to take away different parts of women's bodily autonomy, whether they want to completely cover up or not. There's like opposition on both sides, and it's like women should have, you know, the same right, the same, you know, comfortability that men do to completely cover up if they want to, or to, you know, not cover up if they want to and not be judged for it. Now, initially I was gonna make a video based on what did happen this week with, you know, the one who shall not be named, who is a former presenter of Good Morning Britain, bye, and all of the really disgusting things that he said about Meghan Markle. And yes, don't get me wrong, yes, you can dislike someone, you can dislike a woman, and you, like, that's fine, like, but there's that burning hatred that just is not okay and is completely unjustifiable. And on top of that, on top of the, you know, racial undertones, the misogyny and everything, questioning, well, not even just a woman, just questioning anyone's mental health, specifically when they're referring to, trigger warning, like ending their life or anything like that. If someone says something like that, believe them, because it took so much energy to even, you know, say that, to even process those feelings. So don't belittle someone like that. Just don't. Don't belittle any women like that. It's not even close to being remotely okay. So as I mentioned earlier, Sarah, recently her body was found in Kent Woodlands, and the police officer who was detained and arrested of kidnap and murder was like officially like put under arrest and everything. And I don't know like the specific terms and everything. Basically, if you want a better understanding of everything that happened, firstly, check the news. And secondly, Sideman All Day on Instagram, go and check out his video. I will link it down below. It's just an amazing video and explains everything so much better than I could. All I want to say, and the biggest thing I want to say, is this is not an isolated event, and it should not have taken death for us to be having this conversation. In the same way that it shouldn't have taken anyone's death to have any of the conversations that needed to be had about, you know, about femicide, about, you know, race relations, about homophobia, transphobia, any of them. Because we should have been having these conversations anyway. And we are all responsible, specifically us men, for not having these conversations, me included. Women's health is being belittled. Obviously there are some things, us guys, we know bits and pieces about women's health, you know, we know bits about breast cancer, we know bits about cervical cancer and things like that. But recently, because of, you know, people who I'm surrounded by, and I mean, I'm grateful that I am, because I've learned so much about chronic health and how it affects people, chronic illness, and how it really can impact someone's life, especially when they are not supported by schooling systems or by, other people outside of, just their family, who obviously their family is there supporting them. But things like endometriosis is something that can genuinely affect anyone. And the fact that us as guys, we don't know much about it is an issue, because we can make passing comments about people who may not be doing as much, or we may not see as much, and be like, oh, they're just lazy, they're just this, they're just that. No, because you never ever know what's going on behind closed doors. And on top of that, I think it was a couple of months ago, bear in mind, like, endometriosis is something that still is being researched and everything, but there was a study, a whole study, into why women with endometriosis are more attractive than women who don't have it. Instead of using the same money to do the research to, find a cure, do you see the issue with that? Like, it's not just me who sees the issue with that, right? The reason I'm making this video, is for us guys, because we all, every single one of us, need to step up right now. Wherever we're at, we need to step up right now. And it starts with us. It starts with looking inward, looking at yourself, checking in with yourself, checking oh, do I do things that, offend women? Things that you may not even think about. The jokes you might make, the things that you talk about in your boys group chat. Check that, because those same things and conversations that you're having in those group chats are the realities that a lot of women are living through. 97% of women aged 18 to 24 in the UK have basically been a victim of sexual harassment in some way, shape or form. So when you consider that and think about how many young women there are in the UK, and also 80% of all women of all ages have been a victim of sexual harassment in public in some way, shape or form. So when you consider that, and consider that, I believe women are 51% of the population of the UK, and then you consider how many men there are in the UK against that, figure there, the whole concept of #not all men really doesn't wash, because it's not going to be just the same men doing the same things all the time. There's a lot of guys out here, and we are all responsible for how we treat women. Every single one of us. Whether we are, doing these horrific acts, whether it, is, kidnapping or abuse or anything like that, or whether it's coercion or, speaking down to women, denigrating them, anything like that, talking about their bodies in a disgusting way. All of these kinds of things, even, questioning why feminism or anything like that has to exist. Those are the kinds of things that you need to sit there and be like, actually, wait, I need to, fix up, because, and I'm gonna say this because I know this helps most guys to be able to connect the dots, but I'm gonna preface something afterwards. Imagine that it was happening to your mum, your sister, your girlfriend, your auntie, your female cousin. Imagine it was happened to them. But what I want to say is, it shouldn't have to come to that. It shouldn't have to come to that for you to care. We should all care for women regardless if we know them, if we're related to them, if we're attracted to them, if they're in the same community as us or not. We should just care for women. It's a part of being a man. Whether you're a man that's attracted to women, whether you're a man that's not attracted to women, it doesn't matter. It's a part of being a man, about standing up for women, standing up for, other people who potentially could be more vulnerable, standing up for children, protecting children, just standing up for what is right. Standing up for what is right instead of standing up for what is easy. That is basically what I believe what it takes to be a man, because there are times where, like, you may have to say something within your friendship group that may not be nice or palatable to have to say because of this whole thing of male validation, that all guys were like, oh no, I want to like low-key impress my boys, like, you know, we're boys, like we hang and everything. No, if your boys are saying something whack, if your boys are talking some mess, some absolute mess about things that they've done to girls, or, you know, they're sending on nudes or things like that, call it out, please. Because by you like looking away or admitting it or being like, I'm not getting involved, you're part of the problem. You're actually part of the problem. And it's just not okay. It really, really is not okay. And I know as men, we have this sense of fragility that we see things like hashtag not all men and we feel attacked. Like, I'm gonna be real. Like, if you're feeling attacked by it, you might be part of the problem, because the whole concept of not all men, like, we all have some kind of involvement in some way, whether we know it, whether it's something that we've grown from, because even though you may look at yourself now and be like, oh, I wouldn't do this now, you might have done it in the past, even without knowing it. Even if you know, when you were younger, you saw something happen and you distance yourself from it because you're like, I don't want to get involved in that. But you don't know if you would have stepped up at that moment, how it could have, you know, helped someone, truly helped someone. Another thing I want to say is, like, please, like, don't seek any applause from women. Like, don't seek applause from women, like, because it's not even about that. It's just about being a decent human being. And if you're, I guess, doing all of this to like step up and to seek applause from women, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. I don't understand why you'd want to seek applause for literally doing the bare minimum of being a decent human being. We need to start educating boys from young, I mean young, like, like, about not denigrating women, about not, you know, just being vicious or vile towards women. Because I see all of these things. I've seen so many like guides for women or things that they should do to, you know, avoid getting attacked or all of these things. But until recently, until, you know, social, I've very rarely seen any guy stand up and say, these are the things we should be doing to, you know, make sure that women stay safe, or make sure that we are not doing these things to harm women. We need to have this conversation with our boys from young, so that, you know, parents don't have to pick up the pieces with, you know, their daughters, or, you know, partners don't have to pick up the pieces with, you know, their girlfriends or wives, or, you know, siblings don't have to pick up the pieces with like their sisters, because we were too afraid to have these conversations. The time is now to have this conversation. Now, I'm gonna bring something up. As you may or may not know from this channel and me and my Instagram and all of that, I'm a Christian. And I want to directly speak to any of the Christian men watching right now. There is a passage in the Bible that, I'm gonna paraphrase it, but if you wanna read it, it is John 8, verse 1 to 11. Pastors, don't come for me. I'm just, you know, trying to paraphrase it. If I get some of like the explanation and stuff wrong, please don't come for me. I'm still learning, I'm still growing as a Christian. So within this passage, a group of people bring a woman that, a group of men bring a woman that they caught in the act of adultery. Now, when I read this, I already had an issue with it. How are you catching a woman in the act of adultery? Were you looking for it? Because you went into someone's house and you caught them. And if you caught both of them, where's the man? Why are you not bringing the man? Anyway, they brought this woman who was caught in the act of adultery, and basically were bringing this woman to Jesus saying, what should we do to this woman? Should we stone her for doing this? Da, 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 da. Again, I had issue with that too. Jesus said, whoever has no sin, cast the first stone. Not one of them cast stone, not one, okay? So why I'm bringing this up is Jesus protected women, okay? Jesus protected women, and as a Christian man, that should be a huge part of our walk as a Christian. And if it's not, go back to your Bible, please. Go back to your Bible, pray, please. And like on top of that, go to the women in your life. After searching yourself, asking questions within yourself, and either apologize, and more importantly than just apologize, actually change your ways. I'm working on it because even though I'm making this video, I'm not making this video as someone who's up here. I'm making this as someone who is with everyone, okay? With everyone, because there are, times that I do things that are whack. And I've got people who call me out on it. My mum will call me out on things and be like, no. Like my dad will call me out of it and be like, no. Like, you need those people, and friends, real friends, hold you accountable. I have some real friends who genuinely, wholeheartedly will hold me accountable to the point where if they upset me, it's fine, because they know that they've told me the truth, and I would rather tell me the truth and make me a better person than just let me continue living this lie and continue hurting other people. That's what a real friend is. So even if it means saying something to someone and that means that you cut them off or they cut you off, fine, so be it. If it's at the expense of, protecting women, keeping them safe, fine. You can make new friend. There's plenty more friends out there who are better for you, who are going to, feed your soul, feed your spirit, who are actually going to build you up. So just find better friends. And lastly, what I want to say is stop victim blaming. Please, I beg you, stop victim blaming, because it doesn't help. It doesn't help the situation, it doesn't help anything. Just stop victim blaming. As you can tell, I had a lot to get off my chest. And I probably still have more. Man, we all need to face up, every single one of us. This isn't even an aimed video. This isn't me saying a certain type of man needs to fix. I'm saying all of us, every single one, needs to fix up. So as I said at the beginning of this video, I have an article coming out about this. More information about ways in which we can, help and support women will be in that article. Coming out on the 22nd of March on Collective Conversations, if you want to go and check that out when it comes out. I will also put on screen some ways that simply you can help now by just being an ally to women. It's also over on my Instagram as well, if you want to go and check that out, because as I said, like, we all men, we need to step up. This is the time to step up. And also, I challenge any of my male friends. I've noticed women saying, like, there are so many women online having conversations about, experiences they've had. And men, we need to start talking about how we are going to work to make sure this doesn't happen to any other women. So any of my male friends who want to come on this channel, and we'll have like an open and honest conversation about what to do, how, like conversations we're having that, to hold ourselves accountable. I challenge any of you to come on, because we need to keep this conversation going. It's not even a conversation. We need to, just completely fix up these change, 180 change, because the way we're going, more things like this will be happening, and I don't want that. And again, I hate to have to bring it back to family, because it shouldn't have to come to your family for it to, actually make you want to change. But I don't want it to keep progressing and then it impacts like your family. I just don't want that. So I would rather us all collectively work together to stand up and be like, no, we're standing up against this. We're standing up against like all of this violence against women and standing up and all being feminist, because all that is about equality. All that is, and I know people will be like, oh my gosh, like men can be feminists and we can stand with women, and that's fine. That's fine. We're not here to be the loudest voices in the conversation. We're here to lift up the voices of women. Anywho, I'm gonna go continue to celebrate my mother for Mother's Day. So yeah, I hope you guys have a lovely day. I'm Victoryforu. Hope that you'll be victorious every day. God bless, bye bye. And I'll see you very, very soon.